Good evening, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah, I'm getting my headphones on. How you doing, Floppy?
I'm good, man. So where are you in the part in what part of the world are you in right now?
So I'm actually down in South America. We have some exciting stuff going on later this week, path related that we'll be announcing. You guys will actually be able to see. But yeah, everything's going well on my end. How are you doing?
Nice, man. Yeah, good, good. Yeah, I got a trip to Colorado tomorrow. I'm leaving early in the morning for a wedding this
Cool.
weekend. But yeah, other than that, just crypto all day long.
Well, we've been talking about move to earn for a while, and we got really exciting guest in the house tonight, which I'm excited to bring in Genopets.
Yeah, yeah. They're taking a little. They're taking their time to build something that's going to be like really special. I think, right? It's not just just the move to earn. It's the play, move, like all the whole package. So yeah, it seems really cool.
Yeah, we've been talking about move to earn. So we were over in Amsterdam at the Dev Connect conference, and this
Mhm.
is something I think that we've been talking about now for a couple of months. Obviously, PathDAO, a lot of like our teammates are really into Step In and some of the other
Mhm.
move to earn projects, and Genopets is really doing something unique. Super excited to have them with us tonight, and we're actually giving away three refined crystals. So if you guys are listening, like in the comments section, please write your questions. So the point of this is that like we're gonna pick, what are we gonna do, Floppy? Three questions we'll
Three
pick.
questions. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
pick three.
So we're gonna pick three questions, keep it simple. We're gonna ask these questions to Genopets, and then the three questions we pick, like those people will each like win one of these refined crystals.
Yeah. Stay
So
tuned. Ask your
yeah.
questions.
So first, let's talk a little bit, like right now we're starting and in the process of doing an NFT scavenger hunt. This is a really fun project that we're doing like for the first time at PathDAO, and it's all based off of the Illuvium land sale. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, this is something we'd love to talk about, Floppy. Like Illuvium, we've been posting some video content, like for example on like the Twitter. But I think on Thursday we're actually going to be doing like a we Thursday we got something really cool coming up with Illuvium content. So we're going to be doing something live that everyone can follow along and watch. But that being said, like we have a 3-day scavenger hunt that's coming up, and Floppy, this is all based off of Illuvium. This is a project that we're super excited about.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the land sale a little bit?
Yeah. So the land sale, originally was supposed to happen in November. And they delayed a little bit for reasons. And then there was like the SILV hack that delayed things further. So they released their SILV 2, and now the land sale is set for June 2nd in just a couple days, which is incredibly exciting. I know, like, there's like people talking about the down market and like, do you really want to do a land sale into this? But the team has been like, look, we're not going to delay our progress. There's gonna be 5 land sales in total, so we just
Yeah.
want to get this out, and see how it goes, and get their processes in motion, and they're gonna get it
And
done. Yeah,
they're doing 20,000 plots this time.
twenty
Dutch,
thousand. Yeah.
yeah, Dutch auction style. So in total, you guys, there's 5 tiers of lands. For tier 1 through 4, it's a Dutch auction. Tier 5, like that's English auction, kind of. I would say what standard style that people are probably
Yeah.
more familiar with.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it's just open bidding, right? And then they just see. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
but starting even at like that tier 1, like those lands are going to be able to create, like they're going to be productive lands, I think.
yeah, yeah. I think they'll all be able to produce gas. Yeah, they can all produce gas, which people are going to need to travel around the world to find alluvials and all that. So it's like you're getting a real in-game resource that you can sell on a market. Um, they've got this complex system to make sure that gas, it's all balanced so that the gas price doesn't tank. Like it needs to be within like 25% of the demand or something. It's like, yeah, very, very cool, complex system that So anyway, yeah,
And something we'll talk about also later is Immutable X, right? Because
yeah,
Immutable X, like, so one of the reasons you guys were always talking about Illuvium is because they're such like an industry leader, right? They're really bringing like not only on the AAA graphics side, but like they're doing something really big like within the GameFi industry. And so this is a
mhm.
project that like we're really excited about, like in terms of all deploying our gamers or purchasing assets actually like in the game, but just in terms of the whole industry, this is something that's like very industry leading. Is that kind of the right way
Yeah.
to put it, Floppy?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, they've always claimed that they were going to be the first AAA studio game out on the blockchain, and it seems like they're producing that. I mean, yeah, I mean, Illuvium Zero is like the first step, which will start once the land sale. I don't know how far after the land sale, like the actual little
So
mini game will launch,
they're
but
going to be doing it. They're going to be doing the alpha around 1 month after.
okay.
That's not going to be an earning potential
Oh, right,
there,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So there's a lot of steps coming up here, but the reason we're talking about Illuvium is that again, you guys, it's a really like leading project within the industry. I guess on the scale similar but very different to like a project like Big Time, which we've also talked about, which we know a lot of our gamers are excited about, but I think like, in transitioning this like Floppy, while Illuvium and Big Time are projects that we're really excited about, that we know a lot of our gamers are excited about, at PathDAO, like one of our big like, goals is again bringing millions of people into the metaverse, right?
hmm
And while like I can't tell you how excited I am about like those type of AAA type projects, like, this move to earn space, like I'm coming
yeah,
back again. I'm coming back. Like I think this is it. This is the hot thing in terms of onboarding like millions of new people like into the space. And
yeah.
we have like we're lucky enough to be partnered with one of like the coolest and best projects out there, and we have the opportunity to speak with them tonight.
That's right.
So
Genopets.
yeah, Genopets. We announced this partnership just yesterday. So we did a quick announcement, and then we're following it up with an AMA. But that being said, like Genopets is a project that we've been communicating with them for months now. And for anyone who hasn't seen like their interface, their website, like it is so clean. Like it's really awesome. So
hmm
can we play? Let's play some content, some video now to give a little introduction to Genopets, and then we'll bring some the people from their team in.
The veil is lifting. Two worlds collide. The physical and the digital become one. A new adventure awaits. Summon your Genopet and step into the Genoverse to discover a new world where you unlock rewards for staying active. Move to Earn is here. Register now for private beta at genopets.me. Space is limited. Secure your spot today.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
I dig that retro feel too at the end with that font. Yeah, yeah.
Dude, yeah, all the vibes, man. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah,
Hey,
Jay,
so
welcome in, man. Thank you.
Jay from Genopets. For everyone watching, I'm going to remind you guys one more time. We're super excited to talk to you guys about Genopets. That being said, post your questions in the comment section. We're going to pick 3 winners at the end tonight, and the winners are going to be based on us selecting your questions. So we're going to be talking now with Jay from Genopets. Again, like, can't tell you how excited we are about this project, but everyone who's watching, like, make sure to post your questions, because like we want to like reward 3 deserving winners tonight.
3 deserving winners get some crystals. We're giving out crystals in the
That's right. 3
Genoverse.
is it 3 crystals we're going out? Yeah, one to each.
I'm gonna do 3 crystals. Yeah, the refined crystals is like the kind of base layer material, the building blocks of the Genoverse.
Nice.
Collect a set of crystals. You can mint a Genesis habitat. still going on now. But
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a good giveaway. Hey,
I think though, before we kick it off, Floppy, like coolest background award like yet on the happy
tell us about the
hour?
background real quick.
Yeah, so this is lore art. It's Genopets, Esoterra, Two Worlds Collide, digital and physical. There's another version of this with some like Genopets scaling the pyramid. It's pretty dope. We're investing heavily in making this a game that people are gonna love and be excited by. Excited for it.
Did you see our little intro where we discussed Illuvium briefly?
Yeah, dude, Illuvium. We love Illuvium fans over here. We actually just launched our staking program a little over a week ago, and it was inspired by a lot of the Illuvium staking program as well. We're definitely huge fans. I think there's a lot of ways from a GameFi perspective that they did a lot of right for their community.
There's so Illuvium dashboard now, it's like probably on like the third or fourth iteration. You guys on all your stuff, Jay, it's so clean. Like anyone who's watching who hasn't gone to Genopets, like check it out, man. Like it's like
get in the mainframe, see how the back end works. Like we're gonna have all sorts of cool stuff still coming out there. We do all of our NFT launches there. We've launched a couple games there already, like the mini games, the minting games. Staking program obviously is there too.
Nice. Hey, so okay, well, let's kick it off. So, like, before we talk about Genopets, Jay, like, introduce yourself. Tell us, like, what you do on the team, where you're located, and then you can get into what Genopets is. Yeah.
So I'm Jay. I'm one of the 3 co-founders, Genopets. I'm mostly on the community side of things. I've been in the space for 5-ish years now. Got into crypto early days working on layer 1s, but more recently excited to be stepping into GameFi. Early last year, we saw this opportunity for GameFi to really be a reason for people to want to learn Web3. And if I could learn DeFi and all the complexities of Web3 and how the economics work in this like fun game package, it just seemed like a no-brainer for the thing to work on. And it's been really rewarding and fun to do so, building the community so far.
Yeah, nice.
I'm in LA. I don't know if that.
Oh yeah.
The location thing.
Nice, California. Let's dive into Genopets. Like, just sort of give everybody like the synopsis of what it is and what you guys are trying to build. Yeah.
Yeah. So Genopets, free to play, move to earn, NFT mobile game. It's a role playing game built on Solana. We want to make it fun and rewarding. Emphasis on fun to live an active lifestyle. We take your step data from your phone or your wearables, combine it with some Web3 GameFi economics. So you can earn crypto while staying active, doing something good for yourself in your life. Explore the Genoverse, battle and evolve your Genopet. Think of it kind of like a Tamagotchi or a Pokemon that you take care of by taking care of yourself. So that whole nostalgia factor of like this pet that I have this emotional bond with, like your Tamagotchi as a child or even your real world pet that you take care of, but you do that by, again, taking care of yourself, staying active. Nice. So you convert your steps in the real world to progress in the Genoverse.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, you guys are really like combining like a lot of like just hot, like, it's such a multi-dimensional like project, right? Like that's what I love about it, Jay, where it's like it brings it in like we talk a lot about community, right? And community being based on fun, but then also community based on engagement. And like with Genopets, like you really have this like, multifaceted like way of like engaging like with like, the gamers.
I mean, again, like, yes, it's moved to our own game, but more than just an app that's like counting your steps and giving you tokens for it. The game is predicated on building this bond with your pet and the evolution and growth of this pet and all the things you do with it, battling and getting upgrades for it and customizing it and making it look cool are all fueled by you staying active. So
well, I think that's like one of the things, like, so Floppy and I've talked a lot about step-in before, right? And so that's something that's been popular, not only with like our, the guild and our team members and like the listeners, but this is taking it like this is like the like super packed version of like, because like talk to like you're engaging with the pets, right? It's not just about putting a shoe on. It's like you're teaching them tricks and like,
I think it's like, move to earn as a category is maybe being thought of more like a Strava or like a Fitbit type scenario where it's all about like, how am I going my run, track my run, which is awesome. Great. Don't get me wrong. There's a huge industry for that. And if you think of this more like a Pokemon Go type scenario where you're moving, or an Oculus game where you're moving, and moving is just the fuel for the game. Your activity is the fuel for the game. You play Genopets all day long with your phone in your pocket. Part of why I'm standing up and pacing around right now is because I'm getting steps and I'm going to bank later for my Genopet and give me more fuel for the game.
I love it.
That, like, it's kind of it's a totally different thing, but also move to earn shouldn't be competitive. You should have every move to earn app on your phone. If you're going to be moving, you may as well get out there and do it.
Well, and right from the start, you're talking about fun, right? So like fun is at the center of it, and but also like, okay, yeah, you can say fun, like, you know, talk is cheap. You guys are actually doing it, right? Free to play. So like everyone can get a Genopet for free. Like, I think that's like something that's like absolutely incredible about like your project and what you guys are doing. How does this like work to support like the earnings like in your game economy? Like talk to us a bit about this.
I think this is one of the most important things we wanted to figure out when we sat down and looked at the GameFi ecosystem and like how the economies work, and really just Web3 in general. If you have a really high barrier to entry that requires being crypto native or having a lot of crypto, it's never going to scale beyond the existing community. So for the game to be really enjoyable and fun, everyone's going to have to be able to play. And that includes my mom, who does Fitbit challenges with her friends, who knows nothing about Web3, but as long as she can download the app and have this pet and walk around, she's going to find fun in this game too. But I think, obviously, because it's a Web3 game, you need to figure out how that works in the economics. If you're just giving away token to everybody, it's never going to work. But Genopets is again predicated on this pet that you can walk around and upgrade and customize, and everyone gets a starter pet. But over time, just walking will allow you to level up your pet and upgrade it slowly, like a free-to-play mobile game, to a point where you could potentially sell it on a marketplace and sell it to somebody else who doesn't want to walk. Because again, sweat equity alone, leveling up, customizing, upgrading your pet, my level 22 or my level 1 pet obviously has a different perceived market rarity. We track XP of the pet. It's not a token. XP is, however, a state in the metadata on the pet, so it's an attribute of the pet. So you'll be able to see on chain, it's basically the bridge for how we track on-chain rarity, is how much XP that pet has compared to another pet. But that's just the start of the free-to-play loop, and you have the opportunity to basically acquire a habitat, which is kind of like your island in Animal Crossing. If anyone plays Animal Crossing, I was like all about Animal Crossing over COVID. I don't know if you guys did a lot of Animal Crossing. But it's a crafting game. You're going to craft power-ups and make these crystals that are going to be combined to different recipes to not only make your pet faster, cooler, more rare, get earning boosts, but do things that actually, if we're getting into the heart of GameFi, called deflationary things that don't hit the economy that people still really want. I really want my pet to be this color or to have these cool wings. So being able to balance the economy around this crafting concept, all again back to how cool my pet can be, is the premise of the game, and hopefully why it'll be just as fun as it is rewarding.
Yeah. Is there maybe in the future will you be able to battle against other people's pets?
Definitely, battle is the thing that everyone like day one like just make it a battle game. Like, if I fight your pet, I just go fight somebody else's pet.
Yeah, you go. We're taking you to the dog park.
Don't get me wrong. Like
you need the end game.
The end game, right? Like, part of that too is if you create battle on day one, everyone's pet's the same. Like, right. Almost like Pokemon Go didn't have battle day one. The whole premise of the game was go collect them all, figure out your squad, level them up, and then go battle them. So I think,
but you know, we all wanted to battle.
We all wanted to battle day one. I did too. Like,
hey Jay, I'm going to interrupt right here. So listen, you guys, we got some secret contests going on, scavenger hunt, some other stuffs. I'm going to go ahead and alpha, like secret code. Floppy. Path is path.
Path is path.
So yeah, just
write it down.
It was repeated twice there. So
I think, are we gonna have a banner?
Put it again.
Yeah, no, I don't know if we should. Oh,
There's
we are doing a banner.
there's the
Okay.
banner.
Okay, cool.
Path is path. If you're watching, remember
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
The first
So
of two.
here's the thing though, is it you guys got to watch to win, right? And so like tonight, like we got like some really
Watch
cool
to
stuff.
earn.
Yeah, watch to earn. We got some cool stuff going on, but by watching, you can also like win. So let's jump back. Like I want to continue with Genopets, but that was the first hint. We're gonna be dropping a later hint towards the end of the convo tonight. But like let's continue with Genopets because yeah, this is what's going on right now.
So there's like, yeah, so move to earn is kind of like this budding, side of crypto that I think you guys may have been like, working on this before any of the other move to earns came out, but you guys are building something a lot more robust, so it's taking more time. But like how does Genopets like fully differentiate itself from all these other move to earn? I know like we've touched on it, but like kind of dive more deep into it. Yeah. Like give us the whole suite, the whole thing.
We like coined this concept and moved to earn last summer when we first had this idea and debuted Genopets. I think our first tweet ever was like August or something like that.
Okay.
The idea always was not necessarily to be a game for runners or even fitness people, but how can you create a game around the concept of staying active and reward people for consistency, for doing something good for themselves. Again, like it's on your phone while you walk around all day. It's not something you have to take out, press go, and go on a run and stop. It's more again about building a lifestyle and a habit. I think forming healthy habits is a really important way to affect change in the world, whether that's healthy behavioral change or just getting people to think more consciously about the movement they take every day. So with that, I think one, comparing move to earns, like definitely all move to earns don't need to be competitors. You should have all the move to earn games in your pocket. There's a lot of overlap. Maybe even ways they can integrate in the future. Especially where Genopets is designed like very much game first. The movement that you're doing in every other app, even your Fitbit and your Strava, is seen as a reward, or Genopets is still the reward for that at the end of the day. And I think we have a clip of the game. Maybe that'll give a little bit of context here.
Ooh, nice.
If we pull that up in a second, you'll see that like the game is banking. You're going to bank your steps at the end of the day every day. So you're going to walk around, you're going to go to the mall, you're going to walk around at your desk. And at the end of the day, when you're sitting on the couch, watching Netflix or whatever it is you do at the end of the day, you're going to open up the Genopets app and you're going to bank your steps. I think I'm only... Part of the way we're structuring this is again not about go out on a run, how much did I run, but more recognize a reward for my activity throughout the day, take out the phone, bank the steps, and kick off a bunch of gameplay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the little snippet of gameplay was interesting. Yeah, I mean, the whole it showed the picture of the little Genopet, showed the step counter for your whole the whole month, and like.
I just love how clean it is, Floppy, right? Like the design. Yeah. Like Jay, can you give us any feedback on like where the direction inspiration came from on the design? Because it's clean. It's really clean.
Yeah. It's a good thing design's not up to me. My co-founder Ben leads that one. I'm not the design guy, but no. Everything about a game, building a world that really engages and pulls people in, it has to be about design. And the art has to be, something really cool that you just want to be a part of. It has to be motivational and inspiring. The two worlds collide. Like everything from the lore art down to just the way the game looks and feels has to feel really, really good to make people want to be a part of it. Yes, 2D JPEGs all day long. minting cash around the ecosystem, but that's just not what we set out to build. The inspiration for the whole project actually came from my co-founder's previous project called Genopets, which is a decentralized health data marketplace. Kind of similar concept of like, how can we reward people with passive income for doing something good for themselves? You'd sell your health data to in decentralized Oracle to researchers who would pay you for your research or your data being used in their research. And in the same way, like a 23andMe monetizes your genetic data. But what we realized was, like, to get people to do that just based on earnings maybe just wasn't enough. And the way to really create habits and good in the world is going to be to make it fun, make it something people want to do. Can we take that concept and wrap it in a game, make it flashy and cool and engaging and something you want to have, and then Genopets is born.
Yeah, well, the art style is really cool. Oh, Johnson, you're muted. The art style is really cool. Actually, our fearless leader over here at Path, Jansen's in the comment section. He says a Genesis Geno looks better than an Axie Mystic. Not gonna lie. So you got his vote of confidence.
Fighting words. Fighting words. Does it look better than a Charizard though? Charizard is the standard.
NGL.
Looks dope.
That's
no,
funny.
but for real, like what you guys are doing on the graphics front is like, the interface on the web, on everything, it's almost like Matrix like, it's like
and then the minting stuff too. I mean, we've had crazy minting games. All of our NFT mints have been done in Gene, but they've also been games. And an interesting thing there is most people on NFT drops, they like make a bunch of NFTs, they define the rarity, or maybe rarity is random, and then they sell them to people. And you buy one and you kind of luck of the draw what you get. All of our mints, back to the Genesis mint last year for Genopets and the Habitat mint more recently, have been player defined, meaning when you play the game, the player's actions actually determine what the attributes are of the NFT that they get, which interestingly for the Genopets, I don't even know if you guys know this one, but when you do the like Genesis Genopet or every Genopet, when you play the Genopet game, you summon your Genopet, you take a little personality quiz, you have to answer some questions that matches you with the Genopet that is for you. But those questions actually determine the attribute stack of your pet. And people figured out, I really want the black one. Like, how do I figure out the answers the right way to make sure I get the black one? Which actually ends up like biting you in the foot, because the black one ended up being the most common. But it's the one everyone really liked. So it's one of those things where, like, if the rarity of your collection is driven by players, maybe the ugly Genopet, none of them are ugly, will end up being the one that's actually the most rare.
No, for sure. I think I think
there's a Habitat minting clip too. I think if Amy, I'm just putting
can we play that
spot here. But I know there's a Habitat minting clip, I think too.
That's cool. So you've even like gamified that whole process of like building.
The whole process of getting your Habitat. You had to acquire the 5 crystals. That's what we're giving away today at some point in here, the crystals.
And on that, you guys, like, so I'm monitoring the questions. Floppy, you're going to be overwhelmed because there's a lot of really good questions here.
Yeah,
but you guys,
I've been writing some down.
Drop your questions. I'm just going to say, like, we like good questions, but we also like fun and engaging questions, right? You can tell like what they're doing at Genopets. Like,
where are the questions?
I see.
In the comments.
So you guys, like, they're trying to build something like, the focus here is really on fun, accessibility. So at least on my side, Floppy, I know you're going to pick questions like to ask, but like I'm looking for questions that are focused on fun and accessibility, because like I think like for me that's what stands out in terms of like Genopets. Like it's super clean, it's super engaging, but like I love like how their focus is on like fun and accessibility.
Definitely.
So yeah, okay. Well, you can pick two of the questions, and then I got one that I got my eye on, but I'm still looking too.
Cool. Hey, so you guys, I think also important, before we forget, we have 2 secret codes that we're actually doing tonight.
The second one.
Alpha.
Are we ready for the second one?
Yeah. Do you want to give it? Because this is something that we're talking about like quite a bit now.
Move to move.
No.
Or sorry. Oh my, move to earn. I'm so sorry.
No.
I was reading the other one because path is path. Move
No.
to earn. Okay, you have to be reading too, not just listening. This is the important part. There's a banner there.
Yeah.
Move -to -earn.
Yeah. So you guys like don't only listen, you got to also like read it. Move to earn. That's going to be the secret code number 2 for tonight.
Which is what we're talking about.
You know, what's fun is that like we keep like the listeners like on their like, you know, you hear it like that might actually not be like the code. Like you gotta like really like listen up.
Just trying to trick some people. We don't want everybody to get it right.
Yeah. And what's cool is that we got Jay here tonight from Genopets. This is obviously like a really fun happy hour. We announced our partnerships with Genopets yesterday and wrote like a pretty in-depth article with them, like on the PathDAO like Medium. So that's definitely something you guys should check out if like you haven't already. We'll drop it in the comments like section here. We'll also like, you know, drop it below like the video when we post it on YouTube. But Genopets is like they're combining like they've been building this for a while, and what they're building is now like the hottest of the hottest like topics in the space. I mean, we have
a habit of doing that now.
Yeah, Jay, like I'm not trying to pump you up, but like Floppy, you and we've been talking about like move to earn for a couple of months now, but we've been talking about like where is this gonna go? Because like at PathDAO, like one of our big like things is like we're trying to like bring people like, you know, into the metaverse, right? We're trying to onboard like new users, and while you know we can say to people, oh, you got to play this game or try this, it's a little bit different than introducing to projects like Genopets, which is much more elaborative, right? It's a move to earn, but it's also an engaging. So you earn by actually like walking. However, beyond just that, you're even doing like you're engaging with your pets. It's a really cool project.
I think what's really interesting about that is like a lot of people just don't have time to sit and play games for 8 hours a day. Maybe some people do, but if it's your job, certainly it is. But if you work in a restaurant and you're on your feet all day, or you're a nurse and you're running around a hospital all day, or you're in your office and you decide to pace on all your phone calls or run between meetings, you're also playing Genopets. And it isn't a game where you have to take out your phone and stare at it and click on buttons all day long, like Farmville or whatever. You want to go live your life, do your thing, and at the end of the day, don't forget, take care of your pet. You don't forget to feed your dog at the end of the day. You shouldn't forget to take care of your Genopet too.
Nice.
That's on your tagline. I just made that up.
I like it. Hey, it's gonna stick.
Hey, so Jay, just like you know, one of the harder questions right now, like you know, we're not in like the market has been the market has been like this, right? The market has not been like super strong, but like there's obviously like a popularity behind like play to earn, move to earn. Like, can you talk to us about like how you're designing like your project to be sustainable? Like obviously there's game economics here. Can you just kind of like touch on this a little bit like for our community?
Yeah, I think sustainability and enjoyment sort of has been the sort of main principle behind how we even created this game in the first place. And we can go back to the free-to-play thing and how you want everybody to be able to play, and why the accessibility there is really important. But it's not only important from an adoption standpoint. It's really important from an economic standpoint. You need a large body of players, 95+% of players even, that are just playing the game because they like the game. They love their pet. They take care of it every day. They may not be whales. They may not spend a bunch of money on buying whatever NFTs they need, but they will make microtransactions, and they'll buy a crystal to upgrade their pet, or they'll do, you know, a few extra cycles in the game just to make sure they can get XYZ. Because the premise of the game and this bond that you'll build with your pet is that underlying fuel. So for us, looking at sustainability had to land in a bunch of those places where, one, the game has to be fun. It has to be something that, like, even if there was no crypto, I honestly believe that people walking around just to take care of a pet, like my Tamagotchi or my Pokemon back in the day, was like a smashing success. Could we not be the 2022 version of a Tamagotchi that is a little more cyberpunk, a little bit more modern, like a little bit more 3D and cool, and then figure out a way to layer some crypto economics on top of it, so that absolutely there's rewards here and Web3 elements that we'll be able to use to incentivize people and have them not only enjoy the game, but potentially see some rewards too. That was a big piece of it, I think, for us. And, you know, it also, from an economics game design standpoint, it also comes down to players needing choices. There has to be a bunch of different ways you can earn, or things that you can do to sink your token in the game, so that if you get some token from walking, you're not just trying to figure out when you can offload it to go pay your electricity bill. The game running in the background is actually an interesting thing too, where I don't have to think about Genopets as my day job. It's not the thing I have to do all day to make sure I make X amount of yield so that I can go pay my bills. You have a job, whether your job's playing Axie all day or your job's, you know, working in a restaurant. As long as you're doing that while walking, you are also playing Genopets. So you can look at potential earnings from Genopets as a bonus, as my savings account, as my thing that I just invest in because I really like it. I think that was a big piece too. And then unlocking the crafting, which we kind of touched on before, you know, minting habitats or making more habitats and selling them, making more Axies and selling them, breeding more Axies, etc., isn't going to be the only way to earn. That is something that a lot of people ran into, and then you end up with an oversupply of this one asset that everybody tries to make and sell to make yield on. But because we're a crafting game and there's an limitless amount of recipes and things that you'll be making to, one, make your pet look cooler, but two, make it perform better, whether that's in battle or energy boost while you're walking, et cetera, there's going to be a bunch of different things that people can either mint to sell or mint to use and enhance their gameplay in some way. So that's that, all predicated on that habitat. Having a habitat is that sort of gating mechanism between the free and the pay, or the Web3 native and the not, that like kind of will help create optionality and choices for players, for them to figure out the style of play that they want to do.
Now, what about, you think people will be able to like visit other people's habitats, or is there like a kind of a metaverse where people can go kind of show off their Genopet? Okay, good, right? Yeah, because you kind of need something like
those are all the things, man. Like
yeah.
I don't know if you guys played Animal Crossing, because I was all about it. Like, travel to somebody else's island, see how they have it pimped out. Yeah. Like, there's a portal on the habitat that, like, the portal is where you will go to travel to other places.
Yeah.
There's an open world that people will be visiting to explore quests. Because one of the things about this is, like, you do X amount of steps in the real world. You bank those steps, you get energy. You use that energy to traverse the Genoverse and go on side quests. Like, you know, my steps got me this much distance that I can now travel in the Genoverse, and I can unlock this thing where I do a challenge and get some more reward, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, there'll be all of that. That's amazing. Point.
There's so many layers.
There's so many things you can build on top of this world. Again, back to sustainability. Like, that's the point. It needs to feel like a world with limitless opportunity of things that you can do to explore and have fun.
Yeah.
No, and I like the idea. Like, I mean, people are going to get super attached to these pets, right? Like, I mean, that's the idea. Like, they put so much time,
like a 20 soul floor.
Yeah,
I really want to sell it, but but I love it so much. Like,
well, and Floppy, anyone can have a pet.
Right.
Everyone can have a pet.
And you can work multiple pets at the same time, right? I mean, like,
you can have multiple pets, but think of it like an RPG where, like, you know, Final Fantasy, like, you have a main character, or like Pokemon, you have main Pokemon and like some backup ones that you may like swap in and out at times.
Okay, you can always
have different
swap
game styles. Yeah. So in your inventory, you can have as many pets as you want. You only get one free pet. Well, you get one free pet and then you sell it, but like you basically get a pet that you're banking steps towards at once or converting energy towards at once, but you have a crew, so you can afford different.
I mean, I've heard there's
styles.
already people walking around with like 20 phones in their pockets doing stuff. I mean, that's probably going to happen here, right?
You know what's
You
funny
can have
is
multiple.
well, no. So Floppy, I'm looking through these questions. We have a lot of really good questions. So I personally, I got one I like so far, but like you guys drop some more questions. We have some really good questions, but I'm loving some of these questions. Like particularly Jay, they're asking a lot about like, are you earning right now?
Am I earning right now?
We can pick a question.
I am getting steps right now while I'm walking.
Yeah, it's funny.
Pick
like
somebody's question if you want.
Yeah, Floppy, you and I are sitting here, but
yeah,
we're gonna give a couple more minutes for the questions.
You're gonna get a standing desk by the time you get Genopets, because
that's what I'm talking about. Yes, stand and earn, work and earn. That's
dude. Whenever I get on a phone call, like I'm talking like a business phone call, I like immediately stand up and I'm like pacing around the room. So like, I mean, this is perfect for me. Like, yeah, I'm a natural like walking.
What I do. People get a little bit dizzy sometimes, but like
you're good. I love it.
Okay.
I love it. It's amazing.
You turn off my camera if you want to see me.
No, you're good.
Hey, so Jay, like in terms of like what's coming up in progress, can you talk a little bit about like the summer ahead and like your public release?
Definitely, yeah. So the public beta launch has always been planned for this summer. We started private beta a few months ago now. We've been testing the game out with early adopters in the community. It's been a perk to be in the private beta. Our Genesis holders, the DNA members. DNA is like the most active community on our Discord. We're slowly expanding that out. Gene stakers will also be whitelisted into the game. I think like some of the guilds will all have scholar lists too, so you'll get some people in the game early too, ahead of the public launch. But as far as roadmap goes, it's all kind of teeing up to this, like when do we launch the earning side of the game? Which right now, if you get in the game, there's no earning. There's just walking around, banking steps, checking it out. We delete your steps sometimes because we're testing out the algorithm. Like don't get too attached to the level progression of your pet. This is all just in our beta testing phase. So next upcoming milestones, we launched gene staking about a little over a week ago. Gene staking was a big one because we're going to airdrop key token to the gene stakers. Key token is our SLP equivalent, our GST equivalent. It's the earn token, the inflationary token. Gene has been around for a while now, but when we launch key, we'll do a launch, like an IDO type launch. More details soon on that one, and then we'll launch like a habitat management portal, basically like how to use your habitat in the game for those that have habitats. And then from there, it's just a few more clicks till the game comes out. We haven't announced the date yet, but it definitely is going to be this summer. So stay tuned. It's just around the corner.
Nice.
Floppy, do we want to go ahead and ask some questions here?
Yeah, you go ahead and start with one. I'm trying to find a good one.
Okay, well, so this is a question I actually saw asked a couple of times tonight, and it's a simple question, but it's something that kind of like stuck out with me. So I figured it's a good question like to pass on to Jay. This is Arsenie Bondar. So they actually just asked this question a couple of minutes ago, and I saw this question asked earlier tonight. But the question is, will there be customizable items for the Genopet? So we're talking a lot about like attachment, like to your Genopet, like, working with your Genopet. I think this is it's a good question. And what I liked about it at the end was that it was tagged with good vibes. So I thought, Jay, you'd appreciate this. And it's something I also wanted to learn about.
I think Genopets is all about good vibes.
Yeah.
Fun fact, we actually produce all our own music. So if you're seeing hearing the soundtrack of the game, or when the app loads, all the sound effects, all that's done in-house. So we're all about the good vibes. You will absolutely be customizing your Genopet. Currently, there is no customizing, obviously, in the current beta of the game. But when we go live, there'll be you'll be able to do things like change the color of the Genopet. Everyone wants a different colorway. different augments. Genopets are actually made up of like a bunch of different body parts. So think of like the head and the tail and the body and the legs and which wings. I want to get those wings is like always the thing that people want to talk about after they see the flying one on the homepage.
Nice.
It's like, how do I get Genopet with those wings? So like absolutely customizing and augments and all those things is going to be a big part of the game. It's one of those things that, again, to sustainability, sinking token into like just having stuff that makes your pet cooler is going to be a huge part of, I think, what everybody just wants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wants for the fun of it. Wants it for the cool customizing of it. Skins in video games have been a thing forever, but we're kind of taking that to the next level.
Yeah. And again, it's just people getting attached to like something they've built and they customize it the way they want. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say like that's the first winner. Right there.
Oh, that was a winner. Okay, we're gonna need phantom addresses, but yes.
Yeah. So that like that is a good question. Like for that question, like that's a winner. Floppy, do you wanna ask another question for a winner, or should I go next? What are you thinking?
I've got one. I don't know if it's that great of one. I'm kind of curious about this too.
Yeah, but that means it's a good.
You gotta pick a good one, man. Don't set it up.
I don't know. But I don't know if it's like I don't even know if you can't. I don't know what the answer could be. But anyway, so. Sumit Mandal at 629. I'm going to paraphrase it here, but he's basically wondering if, like, are you going to try to figure out ways to avoid people just like shaking their phone or like putting it on some like mechanism? I mean, how do you get around?
Yeah. No, cheating is like the number one question everybody.
That is
that
is a good.
I'm sure you think about it a lot. I'm sure you guys think about it a lot, and you put a lot of effort and energy into it.
Jay, I just want to preface this: is Floppy has 2 young children. He could be putting He could be putting the devices on the children. What's it called? Children to earn, like but yeah, do we have like what's the kind of the background here so we can educate?
I'm pretty sure we're not going to block that use case. If your child has your Apple Watch on and runs around, I don't think we're going to be able to stop that one.
I've got an RC car that I'm just going to drive around. He's going to chase it with my Apple Watch on. It's just perfect. I mean, I've got it all planned out. Child labor.
I'm gonna try and figure out how to. No, that's a pretty funny one. Cheating has been like the number one question, even from like early when we were raising money on Move to Earn. When no one even knew what Move to Earn was. They're like, but isn't everyone just gonna cheat? Can't you just get one of those apps that like moves the phone? And don't get me wrong.
And Jay, you got to think about this. Like, so Floppy's son is 4 years old.
Yeah.
Like he has a baseball team. Like we could get them all.
No, we're talking more like mechanical.
Guys, I'm not going to be able to stop your child running around with your phone.
Yeah.
That's just like,
those are actual steps.
That's actually not cheating. Those are real steps.
Yeah, that should be legal.
The team is actually called the name of the team is called the Royals, but it's going to be the Royals presented by Genopets.
Oh yeah, we can get your logo on their jersey next year.
Yeah,
nice.
That's pretty cool. No, so cheating for real. A few things. Steps are counted server side, so we'll absolutely be building tech around how to detect anomalies in steps and penalize or not give steps to those that are cheating. But even at a more basic level than that, because there will always be ways around discovering the loophole in the thing. The game is designed not to reward the person with the most steps. If it was, there's a diminishing return basically on your steps after a certain amount. So if the game was, that's for 2 reasons. If the game was designed for the person that got the most steps, marathon runners would be the best person in the game, and that's just not fun. Like you want to reward consistency. You want to help people build habits. And when I bank my 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 steps, which is a much more normal amount of steps that one takes in a day, you want to be able to get enough progress to enjoy the game. So if we only made it, where you needed to make 50,000 steps and you could make so much more, it just wouldn't be a fun game. There's a key token earning cap. So even if you do 1 million steps, you can only get so much key every day.
Okay.
So there are different ways that basically from a game design perspective, you disincentivize cheating. You make it not really worth it. Rather than like trying to beat you with tech, because there will always be somebody that tries to figure out a way around it, which
Yeah,
Don't get me
smart.
wrong, we'll do that too. But the game, the game.
That's a great answer, man. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm sure you thought a lot about this, and you're at the forefront of it. So nice. Okay, so Johnson, you got one more question?
Yeah, I got kind of like, the truth is that there's a lot of good questions. So it'd be nice if we could even find a way to follow up, like, because when someone asks like a really good question, it'd be nice if we could like reward them. Like, it's hard to pick 3. That's just me being honest.
Well, you can go to our Discord,
okay.
Genopets.gg, or I mean discord.gg/Genopets. We have a questions channel. I can hang around there. We have a lot of really helpful community members, DNA members specifically, that always answer great questions from the community.
That's awesome.
So there are definitely outlets. There can only be one more winner.
Yeah, we have a hard time picking winners. So I'm gonna give, this is a question I saw a little bit earlier. It's Jonathan Schindler. So this question was asked: will we have guild wars in Genopets? Like every guild will battle with Genopets to win.
Love it.
So yeah, it's like you think about like one group of dog walkers versus the other. Can we have some sort of battle, right? Like
only if it's dog walkers.
MOBA, like a MOBA style,
Couple things there. When you get to actual battle, our battle is being designed as like turn-based mini games right now. Stuff that again isn't like stare at my phone for 12 hours and tap on the screen. More like a Words with Friends style, like kick off a move, you do a move, we go back and forth.
Oh, cool.
Pokemon-ish. But in terms of guild wars, I actually think the most near-term, really interesting opportunity for that is going to be guilds battling on how much steps they're each getting and how much energy they're accruing. And like what's the average level of my guild's Genopets? And looking at that kind of data out of the game, which we need to figure out having an API that all guilds can use to like get access to some of that cool data to be able to like incentivize. But part of the whole free to play thing and everybody being able to get a pet is that there's going to be a leaderboard that shows even if this guy doesn't have a habitat and he's never spent $1 in the game, he's banking 30,000 steps every day consistently because he walks 3 miles to work and back. That guy's the G. Like that guy needs to get recruited like an esports player to a guild. Yeah. So you're going to see some of those things too happening in the game, which I think is really interesting.
Well, Jay, I think that's the key thing here is that like we're rewarding people for being committed like to a community. And in this case, the community is based off of like fitness. And like that's a positive thing like for everybody, both like mentally and physically. So if you're getting outside every day and like, being active, like that's something that not only like you can earn from, but like that's something that's good for like your mental health, your physical health. Like it's like what we're talking about here like isn't just a game, right? It's about creating really that like community, and everyone's going to get like a different or receive a different like reward from that, right, Floppy? Like some people are going to be incentivized to do that daily exercise, whereas others like might be more incentivized by being part of like an online community where they can talk about their daily like efforts.
Flex your Genopet and just show off how cool yours looks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the key here, Jay, is that it's free to play, right? So like if anyone wants to be involved in Genopets, anyone can be involved. Like invite like your family members, your friends, like like anyone can be involved in Genopets. There's no barriers to entry. And that being said, like once they're involved and once they're like engaging with the game, they can actually then step up and like earn like from the game.
It's really interesting because a lot of guilds have like wait lists of people that want to play the game, but you don't have enough assets to go around and give to players in the game. But in Genopets, everyone can just play, and you can look at your leaderboard and say, well, these people are getting the most steps, they get the assets. And I think that's going to be a really interesting guild war, internal guild war even thing going on, where you're going to have competition even amongst your own players, just figuring out like who actually deserves the assets and where they're going to put them to use.
Yeah. 100%, Jay. Like that's the thing. So anyone who's listening right now, like obviously like we're 100% behind Genopets, but how quickly is this going to grow? How many assets are going to be available? Being involved in things like, for example, our scavenger hunt. As much as you're involved, like in PathDAO, like that's going to give you like a level up in terms of like qualifying for like these types of positions. So like really, really, really cool, like informative, like conversation tonight. Like
Yeah.
Jay, Genopets is something we're really excited about, and like
Thank you guys.
we learned quite a bit. Floppy, I know you always want to ask your question at the end.
Okay. Yeah. Jay, you got any alpha for us that is not widely known? We can put you on the spot here. We always
Not
like to
very
get it.
widely known
Not
alpha.
widely known alpha. Maybe about timeline.
This is interesting. So the crystals is one of the things that everyone's talking about right now, because you can still mint a Genesis habitat.
Okay.
But in order to mint a Genesis habitat, you have to go get 5 crystals. And for some reason, the water crystal is really expensive. Why? I don't know, because all the crystals got distributed in the same quantities. I have a theory. It's partially because the water was the first one, and only like the core community members knew about the treasure hunt at the time. So the water crystal ended up in people's hands that don't.
Wait. So Jay, do you need all 5 different crystals to get? Oh, okay.
This is just a right now thing. To mint a Genesis habitat, you need 5, one of each type of crystal. And the water crystal, for whatever reason, has the high, like a dramatically higher floor. If you go look at it on Magic Eden. And I think it's because, again, like the people that got the water crystals very first, they were holding. So there's a drought in the Genoverse. And everyone's like, why is there no water? Where can I get water to mint my Genesis habitat? So we've been thinking about it, and I mean, no promises yet, but the drought in the Genoverse is definitely something we're taking a close look at and trying to figure out where we can get some water out to everyone's pets.
Hey, so listen, Floppy Jay, we're all from California. We know about droughts.
I know about a drought, and it's no fun. Don't worry, Californians are experts on solving droughts, at least temporarily solving droughts. So no, that's a fun clue. Be on the lookout. Excited for it. I mean, thanks guys. This is really cool. Thanks for having me. Discord, Genopets, Genopets.me, only website. Don't get scammed. Genopets.me, register for beta. I'll see you there.
And you guys on the video here, like below, we're going to drop links to all the Geno like websites, like socials, all that kind of stuff. Again, like thank you everyone like for your support tonight. We had 2 hints that were in the video. So if you're just watching now, like you got to go back. Like, sorry, you got to watch the recording to get those 2 hints.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, Jay, hey, thanks for joining us, man. It was so good to meet you and talk to you and hear more about Genopets.
Have a good night, guys.
Exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Peace.
Thanks,
good
guys.
night. Good night.
Have a great night. Floppy, another successful happy hour.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for this one. I love that it's free to play. You just grab a pet and start walking.
Yeah,
everybody should do it.
We've been talking about Move to Earn for a while. I think also like the NFT scavenger hunt that's going on right now, like we're giving away like 2 Illuvium like assets. Like, the Illuvium land sale's coming up. This is hot right now. So in terms of like, man, engage in the NFT happy hour or the NFT scavenger hunt, right? Like we're going to be dropping, like, so we had some hints tonight, next couple days, like throughout all the channels. You got to make sure you're following like Discord, Telegram, Twitter, the different channels, YouTube. Obviously, like we're talking on YouTube tonight, but we're trying to give away more stuff. So if you're watching, like we want to reward you. So our goal is that everyone who's listening, like, over the next couple of weeks, everyone can be a winner as you're committed to us.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's fun tonight.
Cool.
Have a good rest of your evening. Have a good rest of your week.
Yeah, we'll keep you guys posted. I think on Thursday we're going to be doing a Illuvium, a live broadcast of actually like Illuvium gameplay. So watch the Twitter, watch the Discord, watch all the different spaces, and we'll keep you Floppy, happy hour next week. We got a cool guest coming up. We'll let everyone know in the next couple of days. But yeah, happy hour 14 next week. So we got a cool guest, and thank you everyone for your support.
Yeah, cheers. Good night.
Night.
The veil is lifting. Two worlds collide. The physical and the digital become one. A new adventure awaits. Summon your Genopet and step into the Genoverse to discover a new world where you unlock rewards for staying active. Move to Earn is here. Register now for private beta at genopets.me. Space is limited. Secure your spot today.